Jeremiah Love to the Titans just makes sense. I mean, it's exactly what he needs, is exactly what the Titans need. They're addressing all their other needs but running back. And it just, they're the only team other than the Giants that haven't addressed the running back. Like Washington has brought in Rashad White. Is Rashad White Jeremiah Love? Hell no. But they've addressed the position. Cardinals signed Tyler Algier. Chiefs brought in Walker. They're surely out. But when you take a look at the potential landing spots, this what was a great top 10, full and loaded of teams that were going to draft Jeremiah Love, capable of it. They're all off the board now, but the Tennessee Titans and the New York Giants, which the Giants don't make sense at all to us, because they've got Cam Scatterboo, but clearly they worry about him. The Titans at number 4, the Giants at number 5, maybe the Commanders at number 7. I'd take him. The Commanders should take him if he's there. I'm just afraid of this spot. We did a show last night about the Giants, but not to be confused with what the reality is saying. The fear of the Giants landing spot is real. The panic of it is real. But the reality, the logic does say Titans, and everything they're doing right now screams that they're probably going to take Jeremiah Love. The Fantasy Football Show Graveyard Edition begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Yeah, and Jerome Ford. Washington should take him, but Washington looks like a team that's not preparing to take Jeremiah Love. The Giants, look, I would take Jeremiah Love personally. But I would figure out a way to use both properly. It would be Monty and Gibbs. I don't think that Harbaugh, especially Matt Nagy, the offensive coordinator, but Harbaugh, because he hired Matt Nagy as his offensive coordinator, makes me think Harbaugh, the game has passed him by. The Ravens feel like the game has passed him by. That's the fear. It's like you could say, Smitty, what a hypocrite this guy is, saying he would draft Jeremiah Love no matter what. I would. I admit that fully. I don't shy away or pretend to think differently if I'm in charge of this team. But we're not here to talk about what I would do and how I would use Jeremiah Love and Scatterboot together. We're talking about a guy named Harbaugh that looks to be so out of touch with the NFL now. Similar to Tomlin. You can talk about wins and how many years they do this and that, but similar to Tomlin, it may just be time. If this man's OC decision is Matt Nagy, how in the hell can we trust him to use Jeremiah Love and Cam Scatterboo properly? So this is why I believe we are sitting at a very obvious point where Tennessee just not only makes the most sense to us and where we want him to go. We're willing Jeremiah Love to go to Tennessee, but the Tennessee Titans have addressed everything under the sun except for the running back position. And when they completely go away from everything RB and address everything else they can, like I said, under the sun, not doing anything tells you everything. And while you could say maybe, Smitty, they do believe in Pollard, maybe, Smitty, this is where they're going. They're just going to give it one more try, like Timmy T said, with the running backs, and that's why they're not addressing it. Maybe, but I pretty much believe that in my gut, the Titans are already quietly doing nothing about RB, which is telegraphing a little bit what they're doing, because they're going to spend everything they can, grab everybody they can, support Cam Ward the best way they can, and then come in with the big, huge puzzle piece that's the biggest piece on the board. It's the glue and foundation to everything they're doing this offseason, and it'll pull it all together. And what better way to support Cam Ward than to lean on the run? What better way, a Salah led attack? Dable, look, this is going to be good. This is going to be a good quarterback cultivation. They're going to revive Cam Ward a little bit more, because it seemed like last year things were promising, and then they kind of just didn't go in a good direction. You need to revitalize everything about this. What better way, similar to how the Chiefs are supporting Mahomes coming back from an ACL tear, you lean on the run. You bring in a monster, you lean on the run. And we know Salah wants to run the ball. We know Salah is going to be all about defense, field position, trying to get the rushing attack going to set up the pass. I think we're really looking at a 65, 70% chance the Titans are telegraphing quietly by not doing anything is telling us everything. Quietly telegraphing that they are, in fact, going to go with Jeremiyah Love at the number 4 overall draft selection in the 2026 NFL Draft, and we'll be here to celebrate it.
Mashed potatoes!
Now, on that note, celebrating a $100 hauler from Hebrew Hammer, bringing back the Everybody's Pretty we haven't heard for quite some time. Actually, Ron Navy the other night. What a day.
Smitty, everybody's pretty.
What a day to get back into the fold. We haven't seen Hebrew Hammer here in quite some time. Hebrew not only drops 100, he drops an additional 100. He drops $200. Hebrew Hammer, one through the Rumble. I'll put it on screen right here. Hebrew to the mother freaking moon. Hebrew Hammer's back. He's back. I'm so pumped. Hebrew, we didn't know where you went, bro. We were literally just, we talk about you like every couple weeks we would just mention, hey, where's Hebrew Hammer? Gentlemen, Hebrew Hammer back in the house, fresh from the Holy Land for a few months. Gibbs Smash. Smitty, looking forward to the offseason with you. Hebrew, you weren't here during the offseason last year. We're better in the offseason than in-season. That's not a knock on our in-season content. It's just nobody does the offseason like we do. And Hebrew Hammer, you're getting off to a nice start coming back, bro. A nice start.
Mashed potatoes!
And on that note, Hebrew dropping the 200 wad, 100 here, another 100 not here, separate. Hebrew is in the Wild Wild West draft, which drafts at midnight show at the end of this month. I don't know when. Probably be a weekend. Probably be a Sunday or a Saturday evening. Maybe a Friday evening. It'll be a graveyard show. So midnight Eastern, 9 o'clock my time, Arizona time. Anybody else that drops a $200 hauler for as many spots as we have left is in the Wild Wild West draft. And I think we have like 6 more spots into the Wild Wild West draft. The prize will be a pair of Gunner glasses. I'm not sure what pair yet. I'll let you know on that. But a pair of Gunner glasses will be the prize on top of some other prizes. It's just Gunner is a sponsor of the channel. So we're throwing in a pair of Gunners, which I wear only Gunners when I live stream. All my sunglasses are Gunner blue light blocking. All the amber, dark amber max are blue light blocking. All the clear are blue light blocking. It's all I wear. And the winner of the Wild Wild West draft, which is going to be a 14-team redraft league, 1 QB, drafting at the end of March redraft because it's wild. That's the whole point. On the live stream graveyard show, probably end of, I could even potentially have to push it to like April, the first week of April, because your boy might be doing a small mini vacation at the very end of March. More to come on that, but it could be potentially the very early part of April. But we'll be, I think 6 spots left. We'll be giving away those like to anybody, like hotcakes to anybody that drops a $200 hauler, by the way. Okay, and there'll be, for anybody saying, is it an entry fee league? They're not entry fee leagues, but what ends up happening in any of the leagues I do, and I participate myself, somebody will create a league safe and say, what do you guys want to play for? Anybody that doesn't want to do it doesn't have to. And then if anybody wins that didn't pay, then it goes to the next person down. Usually 9 out of 12 people drop whatever. And so it ends up being a money league that way. Not through me, but through somebody else. It's almost like a side bet entry fee. 9 out of 12 people. Like I said, if anybody wins that didn't put in, then they would just go to the next person down. But so don't think, oh, this is boring. It's just for fun. It's not for fun. Usually people are playing for the cash. They're dropping it. And your boy partakes in that too. I just don't run that part of it. Man, thank you, Hebrew. Appreciate you. Glad to have you back, my boy. And then we had another super chat, a couple super chats here worldwide. And Lewis, let me just get through these this real quickly, gentlemen, then I'll hit these 2 super chats. $20 haulers or above get immediate attention, but I will get to these next. They're right there. I really believe that Jeremiah Love is a Titan. I close my eyes. I told you guys I could close my eyes and envision AJ be gone. That's still yet to come, but I think very, very close to that happening. We've hit some snags that we can't control. It's out of our control. Even the day I said they'll be traded within 48 hours and he didn't get traded, I can't control that a team was about to do this and the Eagles were about to do this, and then they pulled the keys out. And they said, no, take out the dual control. And they pulled out. But I believe we're this close. The Goddard situation today allows the Eagles to kick all of the dead money, $20 million worth, downstream, not worry about it on the books this year. And that gives them the ability to go use some dead cap money on A.J. Brown. They couldn't do both. If they let Goddard walk, they'd be forced to $20 million is what they would be, unfortunately, on the books for. They couldn't do both. If they sign Goddard to a 1-year deal, which they did, that means that they can trade AJB prior to the June 1 date. Why would they do that and spend all that money this year? Because they're trying to buy a draft pick, essentially, that they can use this year. Everything's about this year. They're trying to win a Super Bowl this year. And AJ Brown is not a big part of that because he doesn't jive. He's toxic in the locker room, and Sirianni wants him gone. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Close my eyes and I envision A.J. Brown gone. That's going to happen. I truly believe it. Close my eyes and I picture who's wearing red. We said Kenneth Walker. It screamed Kenneth Walker. We said that. Close your eyes. Picture Kenneth Walker in a uniform. What uniform is he wearing? Red. It's red. Red and yellow. It was KC. You know, ETN, there was a little bit of that, but ETN ties to Louisiana. We knew ETN was probably going to New Orleans. And when I close my eyes and picture Jeremiah Love, I do see him in Titan blue. I do. And you could say, Smitty, you're stupid, closing your eyes and envisioning this stuff. Well, when I was up on the mountain today trying to get the premonition of today's talk, I tried to think of other things. I tried to envision other things. All I saw was this man wearing Titan blue. A big, long cape of blue, the Titan blue, almost like a Superman logo right on his chest. This man saving people, feeding families in this Titan situation that is probably as good as you could find inside the top 12. Would I want him in Washington? Yeah, but you know what? I almost like him in Tennessee more. I love Washington. I love JD5. I don't like how Washington's crowding their running back room. I don't like how they're not able to identify when or how to use their Ja'Cory Cross scheme at rookie running back. I don't like a lot of things that they have done lately. I do believe that they're going to be a bounce back team, no doubt about it. I think Washington's going to be dangerous, especially if they grab a receiver like Carnell Tate or Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end standout, or they go after Jordan Tyson. Very, very excited if they walk away with one of the big monsters. Love, Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, or Kenyon Sadiq, the top 3 potential tight end monster in Sadiq. Titans could draft Jordan Tyson. Titans could draft potentially Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate probably fell. Mekhi Lemon fell a lot. Carnell Tate's 40 probably doesn't move the needle too much for some teams, but the wrong team, right team, whatever, might end up letting that affect it. And then he slides, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 spots because the team that might have taken him did let it affect. You just don't know. Jordan Tyson's value is only going up as Mekhi Lemon and Tate drop a little bit. Carnell Tate dropping less than Mekhi Lemon with his disaster of a combine interview session. But I wouldn't be opposed to the Titans going with Jordan Tyson or Carnell Tate. It's a great move. But I picture this man in Titan blue. It just makes sense. Titans have addressed everything but running back. It's just a telegraph. But we will see. Phone lines are open. Let me hit these 2 super chats here. This one from Lewis. Lewis, you monster, says, yo, code underdog Smitty. Yes, Smitty, 20 seconds. I'm not sure that we're doing the draft tonight. We may or may not. I'll let you know. Lewis, hang tight. We probably will do one real quickly. I don't know if I'll go through the entire 20 rounds on the live stream, but we'll definitely start one together. but I just don't know how long we'll go. Okay. So thank you, Lewis. Code Smitty. Smitty gets it done. It would be a 20-second draft. Yes. I'll let you know when we're ready. Any ideas of when the Wild Wild West draft will be? Late March, but because I may plan a small little trip, your boy Smitty doesn't go on very many vacations. So I'll still be live. I'm not. What do I look like, a moron? You think I wouldn't go live? So we'll still have a live stream. We'll still do a graveyard show. Your boy doesn't ever stop working. Okay, doesn't even compute with me. I'll just be, where I'm going to be, whether it's going to be the ocean, wherever. But hang tight. I'll have more information on that. We'll be cooking, and that could push the Wild Wild West draft to the beginning of April, like the next weekend if it ends up falling. I'm not sure. I would probably say, let me pull up a calendar real quick. Let's probably say, okay, so the 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. Okay, so probably going to be looking like April 4 or April 5 would be the Wild Wild West draft if I had to guess. And I'll give you plenty of time. It's going to be a graveyard show like this one here, midnight sharp. We won't be late. We'll be here on time. Thank you both for the super chat. This one for Wes. And this one for Lewis. Lewis, appreciate it.
I smell meatloaf.
And boy, Hebrew bringing the thunder tonight. Any idea when? Oh, I just read that one. Okay, phone lines are open. Dial in. Denny called a bit ago. Hebrew Hammer, I believe, tried to call in. Denny tried to call in. Travis, I don't think yet, but phone lines open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
This guy's going to be a monster, Jeremiah Love. The reality of the Giants and what they can do to his value, but more importantly, where it buries Scattaboo fantasy-wise, that show we did last night, and I know a lot of people are going to, I don't know, potentially get confused as to why they're back-to-back live streams. I thought you said he's going to the Giants. Not to mix up what I want to happen, what I think will happen, what I don't want to happen. They're all very different things. I don't think he's going to go to the Giants right now. I do believe the Titans will step up. But if the Titans end up going Jordan Tyson or Carnell Tate, then guess what? The Giants are a huge threat to rain on the parade that is Jeremiah Love. Or rain on the parade that is Cam Scattaboo. And if you think it's nonsense talk, then you haven't been paying attention. And I can't hold your hand and walk you through something like that because it's out there. It's obvious. The Giants were eagerly trying to get Kenneth Walker and Travis Etienne. And when they failed to get either one of those guys, they're turning to Jeremiah Love as the next option. And they don't want to stop trying to grab that hard nose between the tackle running back. So you can think what you want because of what seems logical, or you can think about what Harbaugh is telegraphing. Hebrew Hammer, you are live, young man. It's possible the audio is not working. Hold on, Hebrew. Let me see if I can switch this over. Let me see if I can get this turned on here. Hang tight, my boy. Okay, Hebrew Hammer. Oh, actually, you know what? Hold on. Try talking again.
Hello.
There you are. Okay, I got you. I didn't need to use the speaker. Never mind. What's up, my boy?
Gentlemen, we're back. We're tickled to be here. Refreshed.
Bro, we're tickled to have you here. Let me just tell you that right now. While
I'm sitting in the Dead Sea in Israel, all I'm thinking about is I just need to get back. I need to get back to civilization. I have business to tend to.
We're glad to have you. Let me merge Travis in. Hold on one second. We're glad to have you back, Hebrew Hammer to the moon. What was the TV show where the wife always left and then came back, and the dad just took her back every time? What was the show that was like a mafia show?
I know who you're talking about. I'm blanking on it right now.
So somebody help us out with this. The mafia show, the wife would always leave and then she'd always come back and he just let her in like nothing had ever happened. That's kind of the way we feel about you, Hebrew Hammer. You left. We don't know why. We don't know how. We don't know where you went. We don't care. We're just glad you're back. We welcome you with open arms. Doesn't matter what happened. Appreciate.
And you'll never know.
That's
I
right.
have three quick topics. I know you probably got to get to Denny soon. Do we have a Denny light out yet? Is he here?
Denny's not here yet. Denny's not here. The movie Blow.
Okay.
I don't think it was that movie. I don't think it was that movie. No.
My question. I know Neighbors is obviously coming off that injury.
Malik.
Why is he so low? Or at least on everything. Again, I think I'm reading some credible people's articles, but I'm not really following why Malik Neighbors is low.
I'll tell you why.
People's boards.
I'll tell you why. People have said he won't be ready for week 1 without even, looking into the matter. They just speculated. A lot of Twitter doctors out there playing fantasy have said some things like, he might not be ready for week 1, or he might not be the same, or like people have floated that stuff out there. And so it's really concerned some people. I will say the thing that isn't helping though, and where I become slightly a little bit concerned, is Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy concerns me. But at the end of the day, at the discount you're referencing, where we're getting Neighbors in the second round, when he falls there, it's perfect. I bakes in all the risk. He's even in an offense that Nagy's screwing up, they're still going to throw the ball. Jackson Dart a lot of times is off schedule anyway, so like a guy like Matt Nagy can definitely hold back the team to a degree, and you'll have more punts than you would like. You won't be in the red zone quite as much, but there is a world where Jackson Dart will take care of it on his own, feed Neighbors the football, and so at the end of the day, I'm not extremely worried at the new cost of entry. Had he been going where he kind of deserves to be going, if he had a good offensive coordinator and what I believe to be, if he didn't have a confused head coach, which I believe he does, we probably see Neighbors going without an injury risk, without people floating out. He won't be ready, which we're so far away from week 1. Reckless to even talk like that. Reckless. You don't even know what's going on, and you're sitting here saying these things. We'd be talking about 8, 9 overall, 7 overall, and that would introduce too much risk for me in some cases with Nagy and the situation. The other part too is they're projected to maybe grab a wide receiver, which will definitely hurt them a little bit. So, but all that's baked into second round value. So I'm fine with Neighbors in round 2. He has the capability of being the number 1 wide receiver in the league at any moment, any game.
I mean, his talent's just stupid. But I do think, obviously Kenneth Walker's a smash, but I think Hampton low-key could, I don't know where he's going to be going, but I think in that offense with Joe Alton, that offensive line back, I think Hampton is just going to go nuclear. And my last question is, why is no one talking about Tootin? Because
we are.
When he hit the field, I mean, he has something different, and that offense is only going to get better.
We talk about him constantly, but what I will say, so you're back, you're gonna hear us talk about him constantly. But the thing about Tootin is a lot of people are fearful that the draft will be the thing that puts the nail in the coffin for this situation. But as soon as he escapes it, if he does escape it, maybe he doesn't. It's a valid concern, but it's still, his risk is baked into his value, I believe. Even if they drafted a Jonah Coleman, there's no guarantee that he unseats Tootin. Tootin's got the experience, but he's got to hold on to the football. That's one red flag. Injury, he's got to stay healthy. That's another red flag. The rookie draft, that's another red flag. So it introduces a lot of red flags for people that make his value stay at bay. And I very much believe Tootin is going to the moon. I'm in the middle of creating a Tootin video, so that probably will drop on the Dynasty channel. If not, do one on Dynasty, one on the main channel, the one you're watching right now. So hang tight for that. But you're certainly going to hear a ton about Bashal Tootin this year on this.
And and Jahmyr Gibbs. Just Dan Campbell. Just don't fuck it up. You just don't fuck it up.
Well,
Jahmyr Gibbs.
There's nothing to mess up.
There's still something scary. I mean,
yeah, they brought in the Arizona Cardinal offensive coordinator who, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. This is a very, very we saw what Brissett did. We saw what Wilson did. We're going to get good, I think good field position consistently for Jahmyr Gibbs. And I have no worries or concerns. Pacheco ain't stealing the show. He's not going to get over what Monty was giving. But I did warn people to not look at the Monty departure and act like this is going to stay a completely blank backfield, nor do we want it. Every year we're going up.
Pacheco healthy.
Yeah,
dude, he runs angry, dude, and that's a Dan Campbell. He likes that.
Yeah. All right, my boy.
And then one last.
Yeah, go ahead.
One last. What do you think is going to happen with Travion Henderson? What do you think they're going to just decide in that backfield in New England?
You know me, I'm adjust and adapt. That's all I do. Anybody that hasn't followed me for a full off season. You weren't here during the off season, were you?
No, okay. I was here full season, but not off season.
Well,
but I mean, dude, Henderson.
Get ready.
Just watching how fucking explosive he was, it was just like
watch the F-bombs if you can for the monetization. But yes, bro, there's no reason why Vrabel shouldn't be using this man every down. Even if they're throwing to him and they're running both RBs. Give Stevenson 12 to 14 carries a game. I'm fine with that. Give Hendy 14 carries, 3 to 5 receptions a game, but the right ones. What would happen is Stevenson would dominate the whole game in terms of workload, and they'd find a way to get Hendy equal amount of carries, but they'd be the worst carries in the world, and it wouldn't really be true usage, where you're, getting him in a rhythm, or you're just putting him in the worst situations known to man. At the end of the day, I want about 15, 16 carries a game. But you give them both the football. But to answer your question, I'm adjust and adapt to the core. And what I was asking you that question was have you been here for an off season? And you don't probably know a lot of the off season. Hey, from one season to the next, Smitty was down on this guy, likes him this year. Smitty liked this guy last year. Now he's down on him this year. I'm not drafting Kyron a bunch because it just feels like the ship has sailed in a sense. There's some risk levels that keep growing each offseason, and there's just not as much potential of him staying healthy, mixed with the sharing situation, mixed with they try and keep him healthy for the playoffs now. Probably expect the same thing this year at some point. He could be very good at the beginning part of the year. Henderson, I can't with a straight face come in here and just tell you it'll be okay. I don't know that it'll be okay. I have some real questions with Vrabel and whether he understands the assignment. And I also have some questions with the entire organization. This doesn't just fall on Vrabel. Why they haven't gone and gotten AJB yet, which may still happen. And if it does, my standing ovation will last 1 minute straight on the live stream that we announced that trade happens. But if the Patriots walk out without AJB or forcing the Jaguars' hand to say done on a trade for BTJ, it's a big L for the Patriots this offseason. And that will make me believe that they're capable of screwing up this situation again. Plain and simple. The answer is I don't know. Cost of entry, he seems like a bargain. I think we could still grab him in droves. I don't think we need to take one share and be cautious because he's not going high at all. I got him as a fifth, sixth drafted player on Underdog a couple times. And to me, no matter what happens, he's still going to earn that. There's no way in my mind, especially in best ball, where something's going to happen to Stevenson. He'll get the 5 or 6 starts where he's solo. Best ball is beautiful for a Hendy selection because you don't ever have to decide when to use him. The day he pops off, you'll have him in your lineup with optimal scoring. But from a non-best ball perspective, it's a tough call. I don't know. I still like him at the cost of entry, but can I load up 5 teams in a row of non-best ball buddy leagues with Hendy at 5th or 6th round value? No, actually I can't. because there's still a lot of talent there in the 5th and 6th round, and I can't put everything on the line again, assuming Vrabel understands how good Henderson is. And I don't want to hear one person say that Stevenson's pretty good. I mean, I don't want to hear it. So was Algier. It doesn't excuse Bijan ever being taken out in favor of Algier unless it's a spelling situation. Bijan always deserved carries over Algier no matter what if Bijan didn't need
100%.
rest or something. So I don't want to hear it about Stevenson. It's stupid conversation. It's stupidity to start saying Stevenson deserves the ball over Henderson. It's about having 2 running backs and keeping Hendy healthy and keeping Achane healthy and keeping Gibbs healthy. That's why Monty's been important. And why I think people shouldn't over-celebrate, nor would it stay vacant. Like Pacheco, insert Pacheco, which is good, as you said. And it was good to have Monty, because Monty was going to get hurt. Gibbs was going to go in. The final 8 or 9 games, it'd be all Gibbs, but he didn't have to do it for 17, and he didn't get hurt. It's the bottom line. Husseini dropping 20 gifted memberships right in the chat.
I smell meatloaf.
I'll let you get back to the boys, but I appreciate it, brother,
Well,
and I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, Hammer, call in anytime. The phone lines are always open. Don't just be a super chat stranger. Dropping the super chats is fine, and we love that.
My man.
But dial in. All right, later, bro.
Appreciate it. Bye.
All right, Hebrew Hammer, good to have him back. Travis, you're live.
So on Hendy, I've said I believe that they're going to use him a lot more next year, but just like the Titans are kind of projecting what they might be doing in the draft by looking at what they're doing in free agency, I think the Patriots are projecting that they want Hendy to be a big part of the running game because, one, they signed Elijah Vera Tucker, who, if he's healthy, it's an if, he's a top 10 guard in the league. 2, they bring in a really good fullback that's really good at run blocking. 3, they bring in one of the better run blocking tight ends in the league in Julian Hill, who's 250 pounds. And then they signed Dubs, who obviously is for the receiver, but he's a much more effective and willing blocker too.
Let me merge Bruce. Well, 1 second. Hold your thought. Bruce, mute yourself. I'll be right with you, pal. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, so they're building an offense to run the ball a lot more effectively than they did last year.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that Stevenson won't be the guy they run, though. But here's the thing. Again, if I had to pay the value that Hendy would command if everybody agreed that he was the guy, but I had to pay it with the concerns we have, then I wouldn't want to draft Hendy this year. But the fact that everybody's worried to the point where it's overcorrected well beyond the point of reason, like no matter what, even if they use him wrong, he's going to likely earn very close to, if at least, the value you're paying. But because there's still so many other great players at and around Hendy's ADP, I still can't put all my eggs in one basket, but I'm certainly feeling very comfortable.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but if let's say he stayed where he was and we got more assurances that like Stevenson got hurt or something, and no one's wishing him to get hurt, but if he got abducted by aliens or whatever, and we're guaranteed he would not return until after the season or would never return again, if the world didn't react, which it would, but if ADPs didn't react, we get a league winner, and even if he moves up a lot, if he was the solo running back and we knew that, I don't think the world would react enough and we'd still be getting a league winner. So I'm always going to love his ADP, I think, no matter what. If it goes up, then it's going to go up for a good reason. If it doesn't go up, then we're getting a player we love that should return on the value on the investment. The ROI is probably going to be pretty good. But by no means am I happy about what we're dealing with, because it very much feels like, and you can kind of think about the Bijan Robinson rookie season where he was running back 9. And while that's still good, it was far from what we wanted. It was far from what I projected. I claim to be the highest man on Bijan on the planet. And if I claim that, then I've got to take the L when he only produces number 9 overall value during his rookie season, which he did. But Bijan, if you remember back, the feeling we all had of helplessness that Bijan wasn't being used and Algier kept getting the ball, and that Arthur Smith wouldn't even put Bijan in at the goal line, not even as the backup goal line guy. He regulated Bijan to being the third in line at the goal line behind Patterson. Remember Cordell? Cordell Patterson was second in command. Algier was first in command. Bijan was third in command. And Bijan also didn't have the dog in him. He didn't. I made Bijan take a lap probably 2 or 3 times his rookie year, which everyone is like shocked when they find out. Because this man would go on social media and post how grateful he was after a game where he wouldn't get the ball. And it just pissed me off. I mean, I don't want a diva necessarily, but I want someone that's hungry, that's going to make some noise and say, give me the ball. I know I can be the best running back in the league. What are we doing? And so real quickly, just on a tangent, if you get back into that headspace where we were confused, we were frustrated, we didn't understand, we knew the assignment, but Arthur Smith didn't. Do I think we're in a position where this will be a distant memory just like that is, and we're all celebrating, wow, remember his rookie year? I don't know. I think Arthur Smith was removed from the equation. Vrabel's not going anywhere for a long while. Even if he screwed this year up, he had plenty of chances to stay because of what he did already. But so I don't know. And it's not all on Vrabel. I know I say always blame it on Vrabel, but he is the one at the end of the day that's, I don't want to say he's signing the checks, the ownership is, but he's the one at the end of the day. He's a supervisor. He's the one in charge of everybody. Yes, there's decision makers upstairs, but he does get what he wants. Ultimately, he can push for whatever he wants. He could walk straight over and say, we are using Hendy, get him in the game. And he doesn't do that. So it does fall upon him. And the fact that he's there scares me a little bit to expect anything amazing and just, take what we can get. Hope for the best. Hope we get more. Hope that, again, not wishing injury upon anybody, but hoping an opportunity arises to where they're kind of forced to go in the direction, and then he produces, and then they're forced to stay in that direction. That's what we thought we got in the 2 games where this man ran for 50-plus yard touchdowns 3 times in a 2-game span. This was the number 1 running back in the NFL in that 2-game span. Very small sample size. But what do you think it means when a guy has 3 50-plus yard touchdown runs in a 2 mother-freaking game span? We thought we were in the clear. Ramondre got hurt. Again, not wishing injury upon anybody, but it ended up being pretty convenient. And then he conveniently rushed back. And then what happened? Hendy got a concussion, but was, I believe, able to play that next game. I forget exactly, but that opened the door back to Stevenson in practice, and then Stevenson took off and never let go of the job. It was just a disaster. And the fact that Stevenson's still there, there's a lot of risk. But the risk is pretty much baked in. So that's the end of that topic for the most part. Travis, you can, if you want to say something else on it, but then back to Jeremiah Love after that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, like I said, with the moves they're making there,
Lewis.
They're building it to, Lewis.
Lewis 20. Lewis 20. I think we got another member from all day, grabbed a membership on his own, by the way. He said, I don't need one. But we had 20 from Husseini, 20 from Lewis, 1 from all day. And let's see here. And then we had like I said, the $100 hauler from Hebrew, or the $200 hauler from Hebrew. Appreciate Hebrew Hammer, FDX, all in the Rumble chat. Go ahead, Travis. Sorry.
Yeah, I just think that I think they're building the lineup and building the, like I said, with the blocking tight end they had Austin Hooper as their best blocking tight end, which isn't great, and they didn't have a fullback. They had Jack Westover, who sucked, and I think they're building it to open up more and give time to get to the outside too, and get through the holes towards outside, which is where Hendy's going to excel. I know he'll shoot through the middle at times too with holes, but you want to get him around the corner and use his speed, and they weren't able to do that last year. So
yeah,
and Will Campbell sucks against good competition. During the year against bad teams, he was okay. And so he got hurt. I think it was like week 9 or something like that, or whenever it was, week 12. And so they couldn't run anything because they had someone even worse than Will Campbell playing left tackle.
Are you worried at all,
It was
though?
a disaster.
Are you worried at all, though, that the fact that they don't want to move him to his natural position, that they don't understand the Hendy situation? If they don't understand that situation, it's hard to imagine they really have a good grasp over it.
Not yet, because I think they're going to give Campbell a chance to get stronger, because that was his biggest thing. I don't think he can ever be a pro bowler as a left tackle with the short arms. I think he's a guard.
He's like a T-Rex. He's like a T-Rex. Yeah. And I kind of, at first, when people said, "Oh, his arms are short," I'm like, come on. You know,
the numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie.
I don't think there's been a Pro Bowler with that length arms, that left tackle.
Right. But when you first heard about it, I wasn't necessarily so invested in the offensive line breakdowns like in, I'm going to say like December, like measurables and stuff. I'm like, Will Campbell's fine. And then even during the draft, at that point, I'm like accepting that he's got a smaller wingspan or whatever. I'm like, okay, how much smaller? What is the threshold to where it affects you? You can't overcome it. He's definitely under that threshold. He cannot. You just look back on this pick and you just think to yourself that, what a bad pick. Could he end up working out? Yeah, but would he, in hindsight, be more of like a second-round player or something? That's what you're going to get probably from him. You're never, especially if you don't move him to his natural position. But you just think about like the fact that they could have drafted Genty, and at number, what was it, number 3, 4? What was it? What was the pick? Campbell pick?
4
overall. You pick Genty. That makes you use him. Yeah, that capital makes you use him. Hendy, second round value. You can play around with that in your mind. Like, we don't need to do it, but they would have take Genty. They use him. He would have been a beast in New England, and then Hendy could have gone somewhere where they wouldn't have played these games. What?
Genty fits Rabel's mindset better. Rabel likes big guys. That's what worries me about Hendy, is that I don't know if he's the type of back Rabel likes.
I don't know why.
He's the type of back McDaniels likes. So we got to wait and see. And just to close out, that the number was there hasn't been a Pro Bowler or All-Pro tackle with arms shorter than 33 inches in the past 25 years, and 8 out of 11 All-Pro tackles since 2020 going into last year had 34-inch arms or longer. So
I don't know how I'm going to be able to measure my arm span here, but let's see here. Hold on.
Shoulder to the tip of the middle finger. What they do?
Oh! We're not doing full span here. We're doing
no. It's arm length.
Okay. So tip of finger to shoulder, like the bone. Like where am I measuring?
I don't know. I'd say like kind of where like the top of your shoulder there, like where the collarbone, very top.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting this exactly, but I'm pushing. Can anybody can anybody see if I'm like, where do I put right here? Like tell me in the chat where you think I need to do this.
You got to go a little further down your arm, probably to like where the round of your shoulder.
Right here?
The ball of your shoulder.
That's where I feel the bone, where my shoulder.
Other way. Like the ball and socket part of your shoulder.
Yeah. I'm above the ball and socket right here. It might not look like it because you can see the shape of my shoulder.
Yeah, give or take probably.
So let's hold it right there. Oh, jeez. 34 and a half. So he was what?
Yeah,
30.
I want to say he was like 32 something. Double check it, but
I mean,
he's under 33.
I don't have short arms, so that can't even be right. I mean, I got long arms and long fingers, so I'm probably
32 and 5/8. And then, of course, at his pro day, they said he was 33. So he's not. He's under 33 inches.
Wouldn't that be? I wonder what. Wouldn't that be funny if we get Miss Smitty up, but tell her to come in here and measure. Remember when we wanted to use the boss horn throughout the wee hours of the night, and in order for me to get that approved, Miss Smitty wanted a new iPhone. I wonder what she would require to wake up right now and measure my wingspan. Okay, so Gosh, this is hard to do by yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you're probably about right because I can see where the 36-inch mark
Okay,
is on
so
the
I got that, and I'm going. So my ball and socket, it ends right here. This is where my shoulder. So if I stretch this out, because it's not. Okay, so right here, this is where my ball and socket, right above that. Oh yeah, 35. 35. I got really long arms and fingers. So I'm definitely, I don't know if we can measure the whole thing. This is so hard to do by yourself. This might be easier to do too.
Yeah, that's easier probably.
79 inches. So I definitely.
I was gonna say close to 80. Yeah.
Yeah, 79 inches, and I'm so 6 foot. 72,
Right.
right? So I'm 6'2", 74 inches, and what did I say, 79?
Yeah.
So typically, if you've got big arms and big hands, you're usually well past your height, and so that makes sense. But yeah, Will Campbell,
tiny. Like you can see why he gets tossed around by these defensive ends with real long arms that just get around the corner, or stronger guys too, that just get around the corner on him. He can't get the lever, like he has to be in close. And like they were saying, oh, his athleticism will make up for it, which, maybe it can a little, but he's got to get a lot stronger. He's not strong enough either. That's the problem.
Someone says straightforward. $34.5, like give or take, 34.5 to 35. I measured 35 this way. I measured 34.5 this way, but I'm also like the tape measure is like falling off my fingertip, but anyway, yeah. I mean, that's pretty bad though. That
Right.
How tall?
And like the only
how tall
reason
is he?
I dug so, I think he's like 6'5" or something. Jack. I think the only reason I dug so far into it was because I'm a Patriots fan, and I'm going, they're gonna waste this pick,
Bro, they
list him at 6'6", 319. I mean, that's tiny.
Yeah, 35. You said 32.5 is what he had?
32 and 5/8, they said. So, yeah, 32.5, call it, because they're always.
Jeez, man. Yeah, I think I'm more. If I had to guess, I'm more 35 than 34.5. My measurements. It's hard to measure yourself, but yeah, I think I'm 35 because my wingspan's 79 inches, which is pretty big, I think. But that's sad because I'm 6'2". Well, like I'm 6'2". Will Campbell's 6'5".
6'6".
Or sorry, 6'6". That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Insane.
That's crazy. All right, back to Jeremiyah Love real quick, and then again, all the super chats. Appreciate you guys all worldwide. You deserve a vacation. Oh God, did I not get to this yet? All day, worldwide, and Lewis. Are you still here? Please let me know you're still here. I apologize for leaving these out during the measurement fiasco here. Can Love top Saquon's rookie numbers in Tennessee? I believe he can. I mean, it's not a lock, but it's certainly not something I'm going to say no to. I would not bet against it. In fact, I'd probably say it's more likely to happen than not likely to happen in Tennessee. 200 counts for the Wild Wild West. I'm not in Rumble. That's okay. You don't have to. You can do it on the YouTube, bro. You can do it on the YouTube. Yeah, I'll get you in the Wild Wild West, Lewis. If you are you in it already? Aren't you in it already? Worldwide says you deserve a vacation. This one is for your first adult beverage. Thank you both for that super chat. First of all, Lewis, standing ovation.
I smell meatloaf.
And Aldi.
Let him cook.
Yes, anybody drops 200 on YouTube or on Rumble or whatever, you're in the Wild Wild West draft. So, thank you, gentlemen, and Husseini with the super chat as well.
I smell meatloaf. Meatloaf.
Husseini says, oh, wait, that's not Husseini. You think GMs see Campbell's situation and causes Bain to fall or different?
Bain has short arms for a passer.
Oh.
And
how much short? Like how short? Good question.
I don't think it's as big of a deal, but it definitely, it's one of those things that matters.
It does matter, man. I mean, you watch these guys and they get manhandled, especially when they're rookies and they're developing. It's like it could set your developmental process back because you're just getting like your confidence rocked. But Campbell, man, I don't know.
Ruben Bain Jr., 30 and 7/8 inches at the scouting combine. But Campbell can block him.
What? 30?
So let's see, how tall was he at?
No, bro. 30? Bro! No!
Yeah,
no!
That's tiny.
No, Travis, you're wrong. You're wrong.
That's
Travis, you got to be wrong. You got to be. Look at this,
I'll
Travis.
Double check it. Double check. NFL.com.
That's right
Arms
here.
measured at 30 and 7/8 inches.
Bro, that's not even reaching my armpit. It's hard to see with my shirt.
Feels like a disability, like not to be mean.
Yeah, my armpit's here.
Genuinely.
Bro's right here. What?
Under 31 inches.
They kind of locked him up in the second half of the championship game.
Yeah, that's people were talking
He's
about.
cooked. Bro, they need to take his name away. You can't be named Bain with that kind of arm span. Bain's
Cassius Howell, another guy who's expected to go in like the end of the first round.
$200
inches.
$200 hauler. Lewis, hold on one second. Lewis wants in on the lead.
Smitty, everybody's pretty.
Look at Lewis go. Lewis, go ahead and go to my thefantasyfootballshow.com and click on the contact at the bottom and email me a 5-digit character. It could be letters and numbers. It could be anything you want that no one can guess. And then once you've done that, please come into the live chat and say, I'm ready, Smitty. Did you get it? And then I'm going to have you say what you wrote, just so I make sure I have the right contact information, okay? Man. Jeez, man. I think
Ruben Bain is in the sub 1 percentile.
He's cooked. He's done. Take away his name. You can't call yourself Bain with a 30-inch arm span. What are we doing?
No defensive lineman listed as a defensive end or edge at the combine since 2011 with a sub 31-inch arm has recorded a sack within their first 3 NFL seasons.
Oh my God, bro, Bain's done. Wait, let's call him Robin, not Bain.
Oh man.
Jeez, bro.
All right. Have him going in the top 10.
Yeah, go ahead, Purple John. Purple John, you're live. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to ask you whether or not you like Bryce Lance out of North Dakota State, if he's worth taking a shot in the 3rd or 4th round of a rookie draft. Bryce Lance.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a brother of Trey Lance, wide receiver. I think he has like 2,000 yard seasons. 15 TDs in one of them.
Not bad. Let me pull up his numbers.
He's big. It's always a little tougher because, North Dakota State versus being at one of these big power schools.
And he just follows Broski over there, which is funny. Yeah, I mean, look, 6'3", 209, I think it's possible. I don't know. A lot of it depends on where the teams view these guys, man, because if they land, the later they go, the less invested the teams are and the more likely they are to ignore the rookie the entire rookie season. You know, we look at all these guys like
Kyle Williams.
Thornton. We thought Thornton was Kyle Williams, Thornton. You know, Trey Harris. You know, if you're a first round wide receiver, you get a lot of love. Past that, it's hard to know what a coaching staff's going to do, or it's just that's why when people say, "Oh, his draft capital is high, his player profile and his, you know, all the data and metrics say this," there is some rhyme and reason to it, but you know, sometimes a player can overshadow that. No question. Kyron, Arian Foster, you know, Tom Brady, like the list could go on and on. I mean, there's exceptions everywhere. But in general, when you're talking about a guy that's kind of lowly ranked anyway, and you don't know where he's going to land, we're beholden to the landing spot. He goes somewhere where there's a crack in the pathway and he could slip into the starting lineup somehow, then sure. If he goes somewhere where they're crowded, he's done. He's cooked.
He's a freak.
And then the other question. Oh, go ahead, Travis.
No, I was just going to say he's an athletic freak. He's a 4.3 40. So, you know, it's like Christian Watson coming out of there. But
hold on, boys. Let me merge Hebrew Hammer back in. He wants back into this. All right, Hebrew, hold on 1 second. Just mute yourself and be right with you. All right, John, Purple John, what else you got real quick? My answer is
last question
hold into the landing spot.
Last question is outside of Ty Simpson, are there any other sleeper QBs you like?
Nah.
Like, do you like the Clemson kid, the LSU kid?
No, not really. Not right now. But I will admit that the quarterback position is not one that I feel ashamed of that either. Like if one develops, I don't feel like I missed it. It's like everyone, and I hate to keep using Tom Brady because no one's trying to compare Tom Brady to anybody. But nobody knew what Tom Brady was going to be. Nobody. No, I don't care who you are, what you say, what you think you have evidence of. No one saw it coming. Nobody. Maybe someone liked him a little bit, and obviously the Patriots liked him enough to draft him, but they didn't even think he was going to, you know, be very viable. They thought, yeah, he might be pretty good. The quarterback position, there are a lot of players that are very advanced, and you can see them float to the top, and a lot of the surface level stuff for them is the stuff we don't see yet from the other guys that kind of become sleepers. Like even Shuck, I was very, very down on Shuck. And honestly, the film, I think, supported that. But man, did he mature. And I really like Shuck right now. Now, he's still got a lot of you know, needing to climb and impress. I mean, look at Stroud, look at JD5, look at a lot of quarterbacks that do well initially and then they do bad. Like, we just got to see. This could be a big year for him. But I don't see anybody but Simpson and obviously Mendoza, for an astronaut. There's nobody else that sticks out yet based on the film and the profile. Now, doesn't mean they won't get into the league and mature at a rapid pace and become something special. I'm not closing the door on any draft. But there is nobody that sticks out from a prospect perspective.
That's like Taylor Green would be. I'd love to see him go somewhere to develop because he's one of these guys, you know, 600, 700 rushing yards, and he's big and physical, but he needs to sit and develop somewhere. So depends on where he lands. That's probably the case with a lot of these guys.
Yeah. All right, Purple.
Appreciate it a lot. Have a great night, guys.
Later.
Yep.
Bro. There he goes.
Bruce is loose, then over to Hebrew Hammer. Bruce, go ahead.
Hey, Smitty. I don't know if we're calling him ETN still or HN, whichever one you guys prefer. But do you think he can be like like Kellen Moore is very good with running backs. He was with Zeke. He was with Barkley. Can you see them type of numbers with ETN or HN, whatever we're calling them now?
Yeah. For those that don't know, Travis Etienne is now, he corrected the record. His name is Achan. Travis Achan. And the problem with that is even if we decide not to partake in that switcheroo, it doesn't even matter. I'm screwed. Because if I say Achan now, without any sort of descriptive, you know, who am I talking about? Team or first name? No matter what I decide to do, the watcher, the viewer of my show and consuming my content will not know. because they'll wonder, am I saying Etienne or am I saying Etienne? So now, not only does Travis Etienne impede upon my time and an extra word that I won't ever get back, I'll waste my time describing this. Travis Etienne, every single time, even if I decide not to partake, I can never say Etienne again because someone will
They're the
not
Saints
know
running
unless
back.
I say Devon Achane. I can't even say Achane anymore. He ruined Devon Achane's one name usage because no one will know what I'm talking about. It's ridiculous. So Travis
So
Achane, Devon Achane, or even if I go Travis Etienne, it's Devon Achane. I can never say Achane again. It's just going to create so much wasted time for me. It's ridiculous.
it's
You had a
so
lot of time to
absurd
figure
to
this out.
wait 4 years to correct people too.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna call him ETN. I'm not doing this.
I
And
am.
and
I'm
and
not
his
playing
his
again.
abbreviation's ETN. Like what do you like
Right.
how you take that back?
If you look up how to say it in French, it's ATN. It sounds basically like ETN.
Yeah, I
So
don't think his mom's right. Silver says it's HN. It's not. He said it. He says it's HN. There's video footage of him saying HN, and then he spells out HN like Devon Achan. It's ACHANE. So no, Silver is actually not. He actually did spell it out and sounded it out and made it perfectly clear that it is Travis Achan, just like Devon Achan. Exactly said exactly like that. That's coming from ETN. But anyway, to answer your question, Bruce, I believe that Travis Etienne is really in for a big season. And as I described when we talk about Walker and Etienne, Etienne's in a situation where I believe he's going to have, in retrospect, one of the most optimal, if he stays healthy, most optimal team environments where the team's good enough to be in every game, but they're bad enough in some aspects to be needing to throw from behind in the third and fourth quarter and run in the third and fourth quarter. And Etienne, Olave, Shuck, they're going to have a tendency to be those annoying players that always have garbage time. Like you're watching a game, you're like, I'm going against Olave. Olave is going to catch a touchdown when they're down by 15 points, or 25 points, whatever. Etienne is going to get the ball and rip off a 40-yard run when they're down by 14 with like a minute left. Like this is going to be an optimal environment for a team to just produce, and they're trying to develop these guys as well. So Joe says Devin Neal. Bro, tell me you don't know. Tell me you don't know football, Joe, without telling me. I mean, what are we doing? Devin Neal. This is the time you decide to say Devin Neal goes up in value when they bring in ETN. What on earth? What world do you live in? Lewis, appreciate you again. Let me go over it. Hold on 1 second, Bruce. Mute yourself real quick. Heber Hammer, you're back.
He corrected himself.
What did he correct himself with?
Right before you said that, he said, "Wait, stock down." Wrong emoji.
Okay. Hebrew Hammer, you're live.
Bold take. I don't really know if it's that bold, but I am actually moving Bowers and McBride up significantly this year. I think McBride was an animal last year, but I think Bowers, especially in Kubiak's system, I think. I don't even think you look at a tight end in that position. I think you're literally just looking at a wide receiver. I think he is going to have at least 1,100 yards and over 10 touchdowns. I'd lay money on that. Another point, I was a proud owner of ETN last year. I actually fade ETN. When you looked at it, took so much work for him to just get that output. I mean, again, he's, I guess, going to an optimal environment, but there was really nothing about ETN from a skill set. I mean, yes, he's talented, but like he's not like those other running backs. I mean, it just took so much work to get what he had. So, I mean, I don't know the Saints offensive line situation, but mainly it was those two tight ends that I think are just going to be absolutely, if they're there second round, and I have, I'm thinking Bowers, and then there's a fringe receiver, I'm going Bowers.
Silver says, bold take. He likes the top two tight ends.
well, no. I mean,
I know. I'm just laughing because
there are people that literally just look at when they're building a team.
I'm just laughing because
tight end.
I'm just laughing because picturing Silver say that in his recliner.
yeah. I mean,
doing on some beef jerky, like this motherfucker. All right. Well, Silver's my boy. Silver's been with me almost the longest out of anybody watching. There's always a couple people that were with me when I just did written content and radio when they pop up and say, Smitty, Silver didn't beat me. I've been with you forever. But Silver has been one of their longest running.
There are a fair amount of uneducated fantasy people that just see tight end and they automatically take that away.
Bro, I'm with you because look at my Jupiter board. It's right here.
The Jupiter man.
Bowers, Bowers is on it. And I get that all the time where someone says like, oh, bold guy. It's about cost of entry. The reason Bowers is a league winner, not just somebody everybody should know is a top two tight end. The reason he's a league winner is because he deserves to go at the 11, 12, 13 overall territory. He was injured last year, and he's got a quarterback now and an offense and an offensive line and a defense. Boy, they're going to have a defense. Boy, are they going to have a defense. But Bowers deserves, in hindsight, will deserve a 10, 11, 12 Gronkowski old school value, and yet you get him in the mid to late second round. Bowers is a league winner. I think McBride is in good position to get you what you are paying and maybe a little bit more. I would just rather have Bowers later because he's going to go a half a round or more, maybe even a full round in some cases later than Bowers because of the Raiders fear, because people just pigeonhole the Raiders into this. They're the Raiders until they fix their offensive line, until they do this. I need to see it to believe it. It just makes Bowers such a better investment, because it allows you to attack a different position. But it also depends. Sometimes they go very close. It just depends on where you're drafting. Agree with you, Hebrew Hammer, 100%. Someone says, is Smitty really pronounced Smitty? The truth is, I didn't want to correct anybody because, it's at this point it's been a while. But the way you pronounce Smitty is it's him. H-I-M. This is how you say it. If you really wanted to know, him.
It's him. It's just how you have to do it. And mind you, I just got back from Israel, so I've seen zero content. So when I said all this, I have not seen any fantasy stuff. So
well,
it's probably pretty obvious.
We're Smitty ETN. It's Smitty ETN. I'll take ETN on if I need to. All right, Hebrew, you can call on any. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know I can. I'm glad I solved the riddle of how good Brock Bowers is going to be this year.
I found two sleepers hiding in the weeds. Silver's just chewing off that beef jerky. What in the hell is this guy talking about?
Just smash Amari and Hanson too this year. All right, appreciate it.
I'm going to go get some extra beef jerky out of the glove box in my car because this guy's going to be talking forever about Brock Bowers and McBride. I need to get a snack. All right, Hebrew, call on anytime. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, you don't have to hang up either if you want to call back. Bruce, can I get a final thought from you?
My final thought is, out of all the receivers this year, I think it's going to be Denzel Boston's going to be the best. That's my personal opinion.
Denzel Boston, I like him. Hey, Travis, if everything was on the line, existence, mankind, does Silver hunt or does he not hunt?
He hunts.
He's hunting right now. He's stealth hunting. So Silver's like the everyday American.
And you are absolutely right on Love. If he goes to Tennessee, they're pretty much all their problems are solved. And then they can go get a receiver, whether Boston falls to the second round or Zachariah Branch, and they can pair Cam Ward with them two.
Yeah.
And Wandell.
All right, my boy. Bruce, call in anytime. Appreciate you. Later. We might do a Dynasty show. I'm not sure yet. Kind of feel like we should do a potential Jeremiah Love Dynasty show, but I'd hate to beat a dead horse on it, but I think I'd hit it from a Dynasty perspective only, and I only have 10 minutes, so I think we will do one. I think we'll do it.
Yeah.
Lewis, did you send the email yet? I don't know if Lewis has let us know. Let me know, Lewis, when you've sent that over. Email me at go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Click the contact. Silver's like, I'm Silver's, he cracks me up, man. Nothing better. Silver, can I play that voicemail you left me?
Oh, that's a great one.
It's the best one ever. Silver Rapture here. This is the best ever. Travis, final thoughts, and then we'll go over to the Dynasty show.
So one scary thing is that I have read a couple articles talking about how Robert Saleh loves Reuben Bain Jr. and that would just be a disaster if he took him at 4. Because they talk about him going in the top 10, but all things equal, I think you're right. I think they take Love. If they don't, like, to me, it'll be a huge shock just because of everything you said. You know, they've really done well to rebuild the defense and free agency. I mean, unless they're going to take a lineman and be stubborn, like, there's no reason not to take Love. And I think people will argue with me, but I think an elite running back like Love does just as much for a quarterback as, you know, getting the lineman does, because you can build the line. We've talked about it in other ways than just top picks.
100%.
If you have the right coaching, if you have the right picks. So
here's Silver. Do I have it? Oh man, I don't know if I have it. If I have it, I don't know where it is though. Silver Rapture here. Where is it? Damn it. I don't know if I can find it in time. Silver left me a voicemail one time. He was sipping back on Grandpa's cough medicine at the time, and it's one of the most, let's see here, Silver. I don't know if I have it. I'll find it another day, Silver, and I'll play it. I got Denny.
He's Denny. Denny. He's Denny.
Where is Denny? He calls in. He called in 4 times today, but he never calls when we're live. He has no idea when we're live, and then he thinks I'm ignoring him. Then he talks a bunch of crap about me in the comments, like Smitty's scared of me, or Smitty doesn't want to answer the phone, and he's not joking. He gets really upset, and then he goes crazy. Let me see if I can find the Silver Rapture audio here somewhere. I might be able to just play the audio. I had a whole thing that showed Silver Rapture, but I think it's around here somewhere, and then we'll get out of here. Lewis, I saw that you emailed me. Please put in the chat what you typed so I can confirm it's you. And then I'll send you an invite. Probably be after the Graveyard Show. I don't think I'll send it before, so don't expect to get it right now. But make sure you check your bulk mail. I'll send it to you right after the Graveyard Show. Where is this Silver Rapture? Silver Rapture here. Where is it at? Okay, Denny. Ron. Damn it, man. I don't know if I have it anymore. I didn't mean to delete it, but sometimes I lose some old files that don't ever get used. Like, we haven't hit it in a while, and it probably slipped through the cracks in terms of me saving it. Like,
that'd be a big loss.
Do you see if here it is. Here it is.
Silver Rapture. I'm in there, big dog. You know I'm in there. Just two big dogs standing side by side. That's a Rottweiler and a Pit Bull. You know we're about to get it.
Let me hit it one more time.
Silver Rapture. I'm in there, big dog. You know I'm in there. Just two big dogs standing side by side. That's a Rottweiler and a Pit Bull. You know we're about to get it.
I love it. That's what I want my prep speech to be if I ever got to do something crazy. Be like, two big dogs, one Rottweiler, one Pit Bull. You know we're there to get it. Silver to the moon. Travis, final thought.
No, nothing. That's just you get the voice to do like voiceovers for commercials.
Yeah.
Got to get into that.
Yeah, like Ford F-150. Like Ford F-150.
Yeah, like take Sam Elliott's place. He's getting old.
Yeah. Yeah, we get Rapture. You need to get a reel together. Did Lewis drop what he said? I feel like Lewis isn't responding to this. Lewis.
He did not.
Lewis?
He dropped well, in his super chat it said, "I won't fall asleep this time. Please let me know." So maybe he fell asleep.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you, Lewis. Let me know what you dropped in the email, please.
I think Lewis is
for a code word.
Asleep.
He's passed out. All right, well, Lewis, I'll look for it on the way out the door here. Please drop it, and then I'll know that's you, and then I'll email you. I'll see you all on the Graveyard Show, Dynasty Show, in about 10, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be live on the Dynasty.
Yeah, a couple.
10-minute show. What? Oh, all right. You said see you in a couple. All right, big dog. Just two channels, a Dynasty and a main channel. Time to get it. Lewis to the moon. Hebrew Hammer to the moon. Dropping wattage. And the highest super chatter of the year is almost Lewis. I believe the highest super chatter of the year was $215. So has Lewis dropped more than one super chat tonight? Maybe he is the highest. He has. He dropped. He's just under 206, and then Hebrew Hammer's at 200. The highest super chatter of the year gets put in, in one sitting. Gets put into the trade calculator. So on my thefantasyfootballshow.com, I'm only going to have one rolling. We'll update it, but in the trade calculator, the highest super chatter of the year is in the trade calculator. You can't search for them by position because they won't have a position tagged. But if you search for them and you type in, like if it was Lewis, you type in Lewis and you'd see Lewis, and you could try and trade Lewis with all the NFL players. So, or Hebrew Hammer or whatever. So I'll see you guys on the Dynasty channel. Lewis, make sure you drop what you said. I don't know. Where Lewis is, bro. All right, see you all on the Dynasty channel. Link in description.